and welcome to my cooking show, where I make yummy food from different cultures and educate you on culture and religion while doing so. Today we'll be talking about Islam. Today's recipes are lentil soup and chickpea dip. Now to start off, Islam was founded by a group of nomads called the Bedouins. Although the Bedouins originally started the religion, Muhammad was the one that really built it up. Muhammad and his followers were forced out of Mecca and into Medina. This journey called the Hijra started off Islam as a religion. Islam was further spread by trade, and Islam starts to conquer as far as Spain. So now that we've got the introduction, we're going to start cooking. So we start off by heating up some vegetable broth and sauteing some garlic, carrots, and onion. So we'll add this all in here. And turn to medium-high heat. So while that's heating up, we'll go over some basic facts. Islam is split into two groups of people, the Sunnis and the Shiites. The Sunnis are the more chill section and the Shiites are very strict. Caliph is the term that describes the leaders of Islam after the death of the first prophet, Muhammad. The Quran is the holy book of Islam. Allah means God to Muslims. There are 5 pillars of Islam. The first is the statement of faith. This means that the Muslims have to confess that they believe in Allah and his prophet Muhammad several times a day, by repeating the phrase, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." The second is daily prayer. This occurs 5 times a day and must be done facing Mecca, where the Kaaba shrine is located. The third is almsgiving, which means charity. Muslims give money to the poor to give back. The fourth is fasting during Ramadan. Ramadan is the 9th month on the Muslim calendar. Fasting occurs from sunup to sundown. The recipes I'm making today are some recipes that could be eaten with family during Ramadan celebrations. And the 5th and final pillar is pilgrimage to Mecca. Muslims are expected to travel to Mecca at least once in their lifetime. The place of worship for Muslims are mosques. Mosques have no furniture and are big empty space for worship. People often bring mats so they can pray and kneel down. So right now I'm sauteing the onions, the garlic, and the carrots in vegetable broth and making sure they don't burn. So now we're going to add a spice blend to our broth, carrots, garlic, and onions. And we let this heat up for 1 to 2 minutes before adding other ingredients. Alright, so now we're going to add some vegetable broth. There we go. Some tomatoes. And some lentils. And there we go. And now we're going to cook this for a while. Alright, so now our soup has cooked for 30 minutes and we're going to open it up and add some cilantro and parsley and some lemon juice. I'm scared. Oh my God. Okay. So, our lentils are fully cooked now. And we can add it in. Alright. So after you're done with that, you can season it with salt and pepper and put it in a blender if you'd like a more creamy texture. Alright, taste test time. Very good. So your soup is all done cooking, and next we're going to make our dip and eat our meal while talking about Islamic achievements. Alright, so it's the next day, and today we're going to be making the chickpea dip. So we start off with 8 ounces of chickpeas, and we're going to roll them to take off the skin. Alright, so now we're going to blend chickpeas, tahini, lemon juice, salt, and garlic with an immersion blender. Alright.
So that's it. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun?
I'm filming.
Is it working?
Alrighty, I think we're done.
Ooh, yummy.
Alright, so now we're going to get our soup back out and use the immersion blender to blend it so it's kind of creamy and a nice texture. I think we're done. Poetry written using calligraphy is often found on many works, including pottery and the walls of houses. The use of geometric shapes, patterns, and floral designs is common in Islamic art. These patterns are called arabesques. They are carved into wood, metal, and pottery and used in wall decoration. The Muslims often use their art to make their place of worship lively and bright. Some of these brilliant mosques are the Nasir al-Mulk Mosque in Iran, the Kaaba Shrine in Saudi Arabia, and the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Mosques never had furniture or pictures and were used for religious services. So the parts of the mosque are the minaret, the mihrab, and the minbar. The minaret is the tower where prayer is called out. The mihrab indicates where Mecca is, and the minbar is a platform where the holy man leads prayer. So the Nasir al-Mulk is an extremely colorful mosque filled with patterns and bright beaming art. It is often called the Pink Mosque because of the pinkish tint of the glass inside. The Kaaba is a shrine located in the Great Mosque in Mecca. Muslims face this shrine during daily prayer. It is a big cube-shaped structure made of gray stone and marble. The word Kaaba literally means cube in Arabic. The last mosque I'm going to talk about is the Dome of the Rock. It is located on the highest point of Jerusalem and can be easily recognized by its glorious golden dome. And yes, there is a giant rock in the center of the mosque, hence the name Dome of the Rock. The walls and the ceiling are covered in mosaics, once again reflecting the use of patterns in Islamic art.
So Charlotte, what about the achievements of learning and literature?
Literature was greatly valued by the Muslims. Islamic libraries were created because early Muslims showed commitment to literacy. Libraries serve spiritual needs, while Bayat al-Hikmah, or research institutes, were more scientific and technological. For example, the Dar al-Hikmah was the state library and attracted people from all around the world, and who were committed to learning. Other examples include the Majma' Ilmi, which was a scientific center, the Kizanat Kutab, which was a bookstore, and the House of Wisdom. Along with libraries were universities. One of these universities was the Al-Azhar. It is located in Cairo, Egypt, and was the center for Islamic teaching. The most important piece of literature in the Islamic world is, of course, the Quran, the Holy Book, but Arabian Nights and Rubaiyat were also very important. Also, many of the words that we use today came from the Islamic world. There are words for science, military, food, animals, etc. Some examples are algebra, chemistry, and zero for science, admiral, sash, cotton, and average for military and trade, lime, sherbet, sugar, and lemon for food, camel, gazelle, and giraffe for animals, and mattress, sofa, crimson, cork, and many more.
What about science, math, and medicine?
The Muslims believe in Ptolemy's theory and made planetary models like his. They also translated many languages like Sanskrit and did many experiments. They also discovered the principle of the pendulum, which they used to measure time. They explored elements and used alchemy too. In the field of math, the Muslims contributed greatly to the numeral system. Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi was one of the most famous mathematicians and wrote a book called On the Calculation with Hindu Numerals. This book was responsible for the spread of the Arabic numeral system. He also wrote another book called Al-Jabr about solving quadratic equations. This book started algebra. So the last topic is medicine. The Quran stated that the Muslims had a duty to take care of the sick, and it was called the medicine of the Prophet. The Muslims established hospitals, and the father of Islamic medicine is Al-Razi, and he published many books about medicine and philosophy. The Muslims also discovered that bacteria and viruses cause disease. They founded several surgical methods and were the first pharmaceutical school. So that's all for our show today, and I hope you took some information with you and learned a lot about Islamic culture.
We sure did.
We did. That's interesting.
And the dinner was delicious, too.
Thank you. The Muslims are a very special group of people who achieved so much and contributed greatly to the world today. I hope you enjoyed this show, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
So Islam is split into two groups of people, the Sunnis and the Shiites. Shiites. Should I taste it for the camera?
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, see, look at the bottom, honey. That thing is moving, and that'll cut your. See, that will chop your fingers off. Oh, there's some waffles in there. What do you know? Oh, someone made waffles for us.
Oh, let's play 7-Eleven by Beyonce.
7-Eleven by Beyonce.
I feel like doing this. You want to be in my video?
No.
You want to dance with me?